Good afternoon, everyone. This is the illustrious Mr. Trivia for the Top Rope Report. We are here on 1640 PWPR Pro Wrestling Podcast Radio and our YouTube channel. And for you people out there who forgot the address, getting it, but you should have it embedded in here. It's the Top Rope Report, all one word, space live. Where you go on there and you can see us as we're doing the show. Sitting alongside me as usual every week, best in the business, my co-host, my good friend, my tag team partner, the Nugster Greg. Greg, welcome again.
Hey, Mr. Trivia, how you doing this
week? We're doing pretty good. Just got back from a show last night in Bridgeport, the ECPW show. It had its yeses and nos, and WWE Hall of Famers Tito Santana and Demolition were on the card last night, which kind of made it a little bit, easier to stomach because I really wasn't too wild about the show. But it was nice to, see old people. I ran into the first two original members of the Top Rope before it became Top Rope Report. Bad News Bob and Hollywood Jay. It was nice to have a little reunion with them. And but other than that, it was a decent show. I'd say I'd give it maybe our usual WWE pay-per-view rating, like we give it probably maybe a C- or something.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But also, Friday Night Fights.
Yes.
Was a really good time. Like I said, I don't know what the deal is with Xander. I mean, he just seemed to just turn his back on his friends, so to speak, and go with the B team, as I'd like to call it, during the interview. But your thoughts on Friday Night Fights?
It was definitely entertaining. I liked the premise of, 6 or 5. We actually, because we were there, we like to believe we got the bonus 6th match of the evening. But, I like the randomness of them picking random numbers. Face versus heel typically. They did technically have a face versus face match, which had the heel turn for Xander. It was definitely very, very entertaining.
I thought one of the best interviews we did that night was Moonshine McCready.
Yeah, he was pretty good. He was good in the ring. Good character. I'd be a little nervous. He was saying he wanted a title so he can get rid of the suspenders to use the title to hold up his pants.
Yeah.
But he's got to realize that, you don't wrestle with the belt on.
Right.
So his drawers would drop straight to the floor. So I don't know if it made me nervous about him, but yeah, he was definitely pretty good.
Right. So you fans get a chance to, go on out and see Friday Night Fights. It's at 327 Sandbank Road, Chester, Connecticut, PWA. Definitely want to go out there. It's 5 matches for $5, and you definitely get some good wrestling action.
Yeah, and what I considered, the main event, it was, the 6th match, coincidentally, it came down to what, in my eyes, was the best match of the night. And that match was just as good as any, 15-minute match you're going to see on, SmackDown and or Raw at times.
Right. And there was also a first time venturing out in a live interview segment over there, and that turned out pretty good. Unfortunately,
a couple technical difficulties that once again we apologize. We are a work in progress.
Yep.
With everything we're doing here, but we'll definitely get to where we need to get. But yeah, very disappointing that one of the interviews that I liked best was the interview with the commissioner and some of the Nugsters. Suggestions.
He really liked your suggestions, and
but now that they did get broadcast, Von Schmidt won't be looking to put me in any type of hammerlock, if and when I do get to see them again.
Right, and because if he had seen that interview, he would have been like, what's the Nugsters trying to do? Wants me to get stripped of my title, but
that would only be as a punishment if he put his hands on the commissioner again.
Right.
So.
But other than that, it was a good show. We always enjoy ourselves when we go to Friday Night Fights, so you fans get a chance. We run out there and, like I said, 327 Sandbank Road, Chester, Connecticut, every Friday night, 5 matches for $5.
And next week they're having a tag team special, Friday Night Fights. So.
And it's Friday Night Fights.
The possibility that the tag titles will be up. Well, not a possibility because the fans vote.
Right.
And I guarantee that the fans will vote for a championship match. It's just kind of interesting to see who they get paired up against.
Right. Now, getting into some WWE news. Whew, boy, did I get a scare this week when I heard the WWE was going to release Lillian Garcia. And it's like, I mean, if they release Lillian Garcia, I wouldn't be watching pay-per-views anymore. I mean, she's the reason I watch the pay-per-views. But we found out that, they gave her some time off to, I guess, take after her ailing father.
Yes. Yep. Her father's had cancer for quite a while. He's, from what I understand, from what I read, he's on the bad side. Actually, just bear with me one moment here. And
Right.
Go ahead.
So while Greg's looking up his information, I want to make an announcement that on Saturday afternoon, June 18th, at M&J Video Games, Collectibles, and First Base Sports from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m., they will have a meet and greet autograph signing with WWE Hall of Famer Greg the Hammer Valentine. And that will be Saturday, June 18th from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. And also, a week later, there's going to be another meet and greet on June 25th from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Ex-WWE wrestler Hornswoggle.
I like that. Ex-WWE wrestler. I like that.
Yeah, I'm just reading the flyer here that
the former anonymous Raw.
Yeah, the former anonymous Raw general manager. Right.
I just wanted to read something real quick from Lillian Garcia's official fan page on Facebook. So I'm not breaking any rules or regulations or doing something that's copyright or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I won't read the whole thing, but just as she says, imagine my surprise today when I woke up to find out that I was among the top trends in the world on Twitter. What for? I said to myself, what does that say? Lillian Garcia released from WWE. So that's when I knew I had to set the story straight. As you know, I have been absent from TV for the past few weeks, missing WWE Payback and 2 Monday Night Raws. I mentioned on Twitter that it was due to a family member being ill. Well, that family member is my father. He has been battling bladder cancer and multiple myeloma blood cancer. And due to reaction to the chemotherapy, has become very ill these past 2 weeks. And then it goes on beyond that. And that's one of the, there's rumors that float around that we like to talk about, like to mention, but when it comes to something in this way, shape, or form, people, please, you can't assume something, especially when it's something of this much of a personal nature. She's supporting her father, who is battling bladder cancer. Bladder cancer and pancreas cancer are the 2 cancers that spread the most rapidly, just because they're so embedded into your body, that they're so close to other organs that more often than not they spread rather quickly and take people's lives. So before you start spreading these stupid bullshit rumors about people, get your facts straight.
Exactly, and we would like to wish Lillian Garcia's father a hopeful, speedy recovery. I really don't. You know more about that than I do, being the registered pharmacy tech that you are. But I know cancer's no joke, and it's nothing to mess with. Right, and we hope he's comfortable, and we want to wish him a speedy recovery. So God bless you. So we get the pay-per-view coming up next week. Extreme Rules.
Yes.
I guess there was a report going on that AJ Styles was injured in a house show.
Well, he's okay. He's got some bumps and bruises. This is why you have your wrestlers that when they compare WWE to TNA, why some of the older wrestlers like TNA. TNA will film 4 weeks of shows or 3 weeks of shows on a pay-per-view all in 1 week. Then you get 3 weeks to kind of do your own thing. Maybe do an independent show, or maybe you're also affiliated with New Japan Wrestling or ROH, so you go and you do a show or 2, or maybe 5, but on the weekends and the weekdays, you're sitting at your local Starbucks having some coffee. WWE is much, much, much more intensive. Yeah, Monday Night Raw on Monday. You're at SmackDown on Tuesday. Maybe have Wednesday and Thursday off, but you're back for a live event on Friday, Saturday, and then a live event or pay-per-view on Sunday. You're wrestling 5 nights a week. Not to say that AJ Styles isn't in great shape, but you're doing these acrobatic moves in a wrestling ring. You're going to turn an ankle. You're going to get, you're going to get smacked, in the chest, and you're going to get bumps and bruises. That in TNA, I can do this for 5 days, because then I have 25 days off, or 23 days off, to rest and relax.
Yep.
WWE, you get those little smacks. How many times do we see Sheamus with welts all over him because he's so white that a bruise shows up like that?
Yep.
So that's what it is. He's not seriously hurt. They just, they want him to be as fresh as possible for the pay-per-view. He'll be at the Raw this week, but don't expect him to compete in anything until Extreme Rules.
Exactly. But also, I wanted to say, I want to get Greg's opinion on.
No love, no passing. While class is in session.
I want to get your opinion on TNA. I mean, I heard something on one of the websites, a pretty reputable website that we go on, that they're having a problem paying their production crew.
It's kind of a shame. They went to Pop TV. I mean, is that a good move or a bad move as opposed to what they were on before? Right now, I can't remember the stupid station they were on. Their ratings were holding and even climbing a little bit until the last couple weeks. It plummeted. Mm-hmm. But they seemed like they were getting a little more attention. Social media buzz was a little bit better.
Right.
And then the story comes out that they're well behind paying their production crew.
I mean, I thought Dixie Carter had all kinds of money, and
well, I mean, that's the thing is you can have all kinds of money, but just because you have money in the bank, that's your personal wealth. You don't start putting when you start putting your personal wealth into your business, that's when you get out. So the business itself is struggling. She's probably still got millions and millions and millions of dollars that she sleeps on. And I envision her bed being like those pay now commercials where the guy's sitting on a pile of money. That's kind of what I envision her.
Them little tiny coils,
But,
yeah.
Just because you have personal wealth doesn't mean your business is doing well.
Right. Also, I just want to let the fans know that we now can be followed on Twitter. Hashtag Top Rope Report on Twitter. So you definitely want to check that out.
So you tweet on Twitter. You don't twat on Twitter, right?
Right, you tweet.
You tweet. So
right, you got
to tweety tat?
Yeah, you got to tweet on Twitter so you can talk to the Top Rope. Top Rope, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We got that straight now.
All right.
Just a little humor for the show there, folks. But, so this pay-per-view now coming up, Extreme Rules.
Yes.
We got, like I said, we got AJ Styles, Roman Reigns. I believe there's a triple threat women's match.
Not officially. Right now, it's from what I'm, right on the page itself. It's Charlotte versus Natalya with Ric Flair being banned from ringside. It's a submission match. So I don't know of any rumors of a triple threat match or how they would make a triple threat match out of that. But right now, that's the match that's been officially made.
No Jeff the Ref. It is hashtag Top Rope, not hashtag Top Dope. Oh, at Top Rope.
Can tell you how well Mr. Trivia uses Twitter.
Right, exactly. That's what we have Chris for. Chris does all our social media, so we're just the brawn behind the brains.
We're the jamokes.
Yeah. Oh, jabronis, as they like to say. But that's, I don't know. Is it me or do they just seem to be stuttering with the women's division now?
What do you mean by stuttering?
Like Natalya, Charlotte.
Well, that was
Natalya, Charlotte. Natalya, Charlotte.
It hasn't been that long.
I think
they wrestled at one pay-per-view. They wrestled a couple nights on the Raws, and then at one pay-per-view. And the resolution of the match wasn't, anything set in stone. It was a very, very controversial ending. So you had to end the call, didn't you? I just heard you.
Is that what it did?
Yep, you just ended the call. Folks,
oh my God.
That are on YouTube.
I can't believe I just did that.
you see us live. Mr. Fat Finger over here, sometimes does that. We'll be back on Talk Show very, very, very shortly.
Right.
It'll just take a couple minutes to get back on there.
I guess that's
bear with us.
I guess that's what happens when you try to answer your fans at the same time while you're.
Well, they should know our fans. I mean, honestly, come on, folks. We're on the chat board. I pull it up on my phone sometimes. You can chat with us there. Feel free to. I obviously have my cell phone right here. You can message me right on Facebook also. If you're not friends with me on Facebook, become a friend. Friend me.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, well, we got that straightened out. I apologize, folks. We are back on TalkShoe.com. You can reach us at 724-444-7444, which it says right there on our new Top Rope Report shirts. But getting back to the pay-per-view.
So it was unfinished business between Natalya and Charlotte, and now Ric Flair's not going to be at ringside, and it's a submission match. So it's, basically the sharpshooter versus, what is it?
The figure eight.
Wow. I was going to say the four-leaf clover. I don't know where that came from. So, one of them will win, or maybe Natalya will win by doing the figure eight, or Charlotte will win by doing a sharpshooter. But this, in my eyes, could be the finalization of these two.
Okay. Now, we had talked today during our breakfast meeting before the show. I had asked your opinion on what the WWE plans on doing with Bayley.
Yes.
And you had mentioned to me that if Bayley leaves NXT, they have no other women wrestlers, and I tend to agree with you on that.
Well, not that they're not even women wrestlers. They have plenty of women wrestlers. They have a lot of them. But they don't have, like, John Cena is to the main roster. She's compared, as far as the fan reaction, she's the equivalent on the NXT roster, especially in the women's division. As far as she's just sold, I mean, we were at the Northeast Wrestling Show last weekend, and whenever there was a confrontation, everyone was yelling to hug it out, hug it out. Where does that come from?
Bayley.
Bayley, exactly. She's not even on the main roster, and Matt Hardy. I'm not. I know you guys are all looking for a Bayley moment here. He recognized. You know what I mean? So to be that popular in a fan base on, when you're kind of still in the quote-unquote minor leagues, not on the main roster, I think they would be fearful of having Bayley leave and go to the main roster.
It seems like she does have a profound positive effect on a lot of the fans out there. Also, I had read that the WWE is going to be in Hawaii.
Yeah, I told you that a few weeks ago.
And supposedly
Brock Lesnar's return.
Supposedly one of the matches I heard, I don't know if I heard it from you or if I heard it from a source.
You probably heard it from me first, but then somebody else is going to report it.
John Cena against Shinsuke Nakamura?
Yes, and also I've heard the same show, Kevin Owens versus Brock Lesnar. I've heard little rumblings that there's a possibility there'll be one of those WWE Network specials like they did from Madison Square Garden.
Yep.
And if that's the case, then, I'm calling up sick or going home early that night sick on Saturday if they show that, because that's definitely, the Brock Lesnar and Kevin Owens match alone
is worth the price of admission. Yep. And the Shinsuke Nakamura, thank you. I really haven't had a chance to see him all that much because I really don't watch NXT that much because I keep forgetting when it's on. But
well, if you have the network, it doesn't matter when it's on. You can just go back and watch it.
Right.
And that's only for $9.99.
But you know me,
Another free one for
I'm old school, so I like to watch a lot of the old school stuff. And every so often I'll watch NXT or I'll watch, I don't know anything about the Lucha Underground, so I don't even bother with that. But a lot of the stuff I've seen in NXT, I'm really, really impressed with.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Finn Balor, Samoa Joe's the new champion now. Alex Riley, I believe his name, or Alex Wright.
Alex Riley's been released.
Okay, so it must have been Alex Wright that I saw.
Austin
Aries, Bobby Roode, Eric Young, yep.
A whole host of others. No Way Jose, I think that's one of the guys that I've seen recently. And then obviously you have the women. Lana's now an active NXT female competitor. Once you saw Bayley, you have Nia Jax. So, yeah, they definitely got a wide roster of talent to where they can almost go full-blown 3 brands if they really wanted to.
Yeah, I know.
You know, Monday Night Raw, Thursday Night SmackDown, Friday Night NXT.
Yep.
You know, and just go full-blown, 3, main shows.
Yeah, that would definitely be, because they usually have an NXT pay-per-view like before a WWE pay-per-view.
They don't do them as often. They don't do them. I don't think they even do those NXT takeover shows monthly. It almost seems like it's every 2 months. Because the next one isn't scheduled until June, and it'll be in and around Money in the Bank.
Right.
And that one is rumored to have the rematch between Finn Balor and Samoa Joe. And I guess Triple H has sent out a tweet earlier today stating that you need to tune into Facebook, tune to the Facebook page of WWE NXT, as they'll be officially announcing a stipulation for that match, which, if you remember, last week on Nuggies News, I reported that it was going to be a steel cage match for the first time in NXT. So we'll see if the sources that I had dug up actually, are going to announce that same thing.
Right. We had also talked about some of the things that WWE does on their pay-per-views and who's running this and who's running that. What's been your opinion on Shane and Stephanie collaborating together to run Monday Night Raw? I mean, do you think it's working, or is it just a work in progress, or is it a setup?
Well, I don't know what you mean by setup. I mean, it's almost, to me, too obvious when they put together, i.e., they put together AJ Styles and Chris Jericho as a tag team. You knew it was gonna, explode and blow up. And the same thing will happen here. It's not a matter of if, in my opinion. It's a matter of when.
Yep. And also, Triple H has signed a new 3-year contract with the WWE, and in that contract, he will be performing as a WWE superstar. And somebody had mentioned to me about possible rumors for SummerSlam matches. One person had said Triple H versus Shane McMahon for complete control of Monday Night Raw, and another match that I heard, possible rumor, these are just rumors, folks, they're not going to happen, it's not definite they're going to happen. Your opinion on Triple H Bray Wyatt? I mean, is the WWE ready to make the Wyatts a face, and who's going to put who over in this match?
My thoughts on Bray Wyatt, Triple H. I mean, you keep putting Bray Wyatt in these feuds. Eventually, you got to go over with him. I think. I kind of think the WWE's getting a little too face happy. It's like they want everybody to be liked, and everybody feud with the same 3 bad guys.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to get to a point as to where you're going to need to just start letting, heels be heels. Do I think it'd be a good move to have Bray Wyatt as a face? Yeah, I think it would work. Do I like him better as the evil, cryptic heel? Absolutely.
Oh, we just got Jeff the Ref who joined us in the chat, so we want to welcome him. He's up here in the chat. I don't believe he's on the line, but he's in the chat there. It says Ref to Jeff, not Jeff the Ref, but it's nice to see him. I said to him, any questions? He types back, I am awesome.
Was that a question, though? Or was that
No,
a statement?
he said I am awesome before I said to him any questions.
Oh, okay.
So
he's definitely a nice guy. I mean,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
able to be in our 100th episode.
Yep.
Definitely, welcome him to come down to the studio anytime. As long as our production team doesn't mind having a third person here, and join us for a show or a segment, or just even call in at any time. You're definitely always welcome.
Yeah, Jeff is definitely a good friend of Mr. Trivia's and the Nugsters. He's quite knowledgeable in wrestling. Did a lot of work in the Indies for years, not only as Jeff the Ref, but as a competitor in indie wrestling. So he's always welcome anywhere the Top Rope Report is. But Getting back to a lot of these rumored matches, so to speak, for SummerSlam, and like I said, folks, these are just rumors. John Cena, Roman Reigns. I mean, is the WWE trying to put mega matches together so SummerSlam doesn't fall flat on its ass like a lot of the pay-per-views have recently?
Well, I mean, I think we can all agree that SummerSlam is their, second biggest pay-per-view that they put out. So, it's in Brooklyn, which is still New York City.
Right.
So you got to go big if you're in New York City. And I mean, John Cena, Roman Reigns, is that, get me that excited? I'm not sure. That's how they build up for it.
I agree. Jeff the Ref just messages us that said if he's going to come on the show, his fee is 1 cheeseburger.
I'll make it a McDouble because, so he'll get 2 patties for the price of 1.
Exactly. So we're getting close to the beginning of Nuggies News. So we're going to be tuning into that in about 5 minutes or so. So, but Greg, now I didn't get a chance to see SmackDown this Thursday night because I was busy, doing other things. The Top Rope Report, we're always busy doing something. And if you get a chance to see it, did you expect anything to happen? Anything out of the ordinary happen? Or
I worked about 70 hours this past week. I have not yet to watch SmackDown. I know I'm a bad wrestling man. Not seeing SmackDown, but unfortunately, life does happen at times, and wedding all day yesterday, so I still haven't had a chance to watch it.
Oh, okay, Jeff the Ref. I asked Jeff the Ref what would be his favorite rumor match for SummerSlam, and he said Jeff the Ref versus Triv.
Can I be special guest referee?
I'll have to ask him.
Well, if he's listening to the show, I just asked him.
Oh yeah, well that's true too. The special guest ref. Let's see what he says. But yeah, so this is it's going to be quite interesting, with SummerSlam coming up, and it's in New Jersey at the Barclays Center.
Yeah, but that's months away. We started talking about a pay-per-view that's a week away, and we just stopped at 1 match.
I know.
Confusing.
Well, I figured you might have some of those in your Nuggies News, and we don't want to let too many in.
My Nuggies News right now is about 17 seconds.
But I mean, he said special guest ref will be the Nugster.
Nice.
So you definitely might want to check that out if it happens. I mean, Jeff the Ref would probably end up kicking my ass because he's a more skilled pro wrestler than I was, because he was in the wrestling. He was wrestling in the aspect of wrestling, so to speak. And me, I'm just a wrestling kind of knowledge guy. So I mean, he would definitely probably take me down in a few seconds. But it would be interesting. Like I said, a lot of respect, much love for Jeff the Ref, and he's got a wedding coming up September 18th to his lovely fiancée Karina, and we want to wish them all the best of luck. And there's really there's a lot of things going on in wrestling, a lot of interesting things that we're going to be getting to in the weeks to come. A lot of autograph signings coming up, and but I know you fans have been waiting, so we're not going to let you wait any longer. Right now, it's time for Nuggies News. Greg, take it away.
But first, we're going to take a brief pause here for a message from one of our sponsors.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that was a short one.
That's what she said. I All right, well, back here now on YouTube Live with Nuggies News. One of the most popular things right now going into WWE, and we actually saw a little bit of it at the NW show, is the world's best-selling cereal that's not really for sale. And that's Bootios. A lot of speculation as to how did they come up? Did WWE come up with it for them? Did they come up with it? Because a lot of things that go on in WWE are, some developmentally suggest things to stars, and some they come up with their own. I guess they were just driving around one night and just trying to put up some things that would, be better for them. And one of them came up with, didn't say which one of the three, but one of the New Day came up with the thought of, hey, you know what, we should come up with a cereal. We can call it Bootios. And the exact quote that says, maybe like, cereal. We can make a cereal called Bootios. And they pitched it to WWE Creative the next night on Monday Night Raw. That following Friday, they developed it with, WWE Developmental and came up with their, Bootios cereal box.
So you ain't booty.
Let's talk a little bit of the injury front. As we spoke about AJ Styles, the fact that he does have a few bumps and bruises, nothing serious. He, just trying to make sure he's in tip-top 100% shape for this pay-per-view that's coming up next Sunday. As he is in a championship match with Roman Reigns. I don't believe that there's been any specific stipulation for this match. I don't know if him returning tonight or tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw is going to cause for stipulation, but what are your expectations about this match, Trev?
What match is that?
AJ Styles, Roman Reigns.
AJ Styles, Roman Reigns. Well, eventually, somewhere along the line, as the WWE has been quite adamant about Roman Reigns being champion, and I really wouldn't be surprised if somewhere down the line we do see AJ Styles as the new WWE champion. The first match they had, I think it was a great match, but what took a lot of the luster out of that match was they kept stopping it and restarting it,
Well, I thought that's what made the match better. I think if it just ended the way it did, it would have been a flop of a match, but...
Okay, I can see your point on that, but was AJ Styles thrown into the championship picture a little too early? No.
No.
Because he is an accomplished wrestler. He's held titles all over the world. It's not like he just came in off the turnip truck and they just threw him in a title match. AJ Styles definitely deserves world title status.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to, maybe in the next pay-per-view or two, maybe we'll see AJ Styles as the new WWE champion.
But, so, like you said, his road, being on the road as much as WWE, is one with these little nagging injuries. Also on the injury front, Luke Harper, who got injured it was at WrestleMania, or was it the pay-per-view after that? My mind just went blank. But anyways, he tweeted out a cryptic tweet saying, say that 3 times fast. What's this ACL thing people are talking about? I.e., he never tore an ACL, there's no surgery, no anything, so maybe he's, on the mend and getting ready to come back quicker than anybody thought, because obviously you have an ACL, you're out 6 months to 9 months easily.
Right.
So maybe he's going to be making a return. As we all know now, John Cena will be there the Monday night, Memorial Day, makes his return to Raw. It's expected also quarterly meetings. They have press conferences saying their quarterly updates financially. Vince McMahon also said that 3 other wrestlers will be returning within the next 30 days. And those 3 wrestlers are Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, and then a returning Bray Wyatt. A lot of speculation around that has brought up the rumblings of Well, we've got all these guys we just brought up from NXT. These four mainstays on our main roster. What are we gonna do? Well, my sources are telling me that's the reason why we have seen releases that we have seen. We had the 8 releases a couple weeks ago. We also had a couple more quieter, kind of off the record, not off the record, but not so widely pronounced retirings, releases this week, as Christian was released from his active wrestling contract.
Right. We want to
no longer required to, fulfill any wrestling duties, but he is still under the Legends. Now he's under a Legends contract with WWE. For those of you that watch, the Edge and Christian show on the network, you'll still be able to see that, as he hasn't been fired from WWE. He just doesn't have to fulfill any active wrestling dates. Yep. And then very quietly, maybe under the radar, maybe you didn't even know yourself, the Brooklyn Brawler has finally officially been released from the WWE. So there will be no more surprise visits from the Brooklyn Brawler. So please, a moment of silence for the Brooklyn Brawler. Okay, that was moment enough.
Yep, that was enough.
But there's rumors that with all this talent, once again, this talent coming up and talent coming back, there's still not room on the roster for all the wrestlers that we have now. And there's possibility that, that Friday, after Extreme Rules, we may catch wind of another round of releases. And sources are telling me, they're not giving me a name, but a definitely top 5 female wrestler within the company is more than likely going to get her walking papers shortly after Extreme Rules.
Yep, and a lot of these websites that, bring out some of these rumors about who's getting released and, whatever it is, a lot of it's just plain out and out bullshit. Because one of them said it was going to be Becky Lynch.
Well, see, this is the thing, is in terms to what you're talking about. When they came out a few weeks ago that WWE was going to be releasing, some major talent, no names were associated to it. People then started to fill in the blanks. That one thought it was going to be Randy Orton, but it wound up being, Damian Sandow, Wade Barrett. Those are big names in the WWE.
Right.
So when you see a story like this, and it's the same source that said that wrestlers were going to be released, and then a couple weeks later they did get released, they don't mention names. They just mention big talent is going to be let go. So I tend to find those more credible. The ones that I say, rumor has it Lillian Garcia has been released from the WWE. Well, wait a minute. Now let me look into this myself, and then, the truth comes out afterwards.
And that's the good thing about the Top Rope Report here. We can't be released by anybody, so that's a good thing.
Really? I have a no-release term in my contract?
Nope, none of us do. Because being the president and CEO of the Top Rope Report, and Greg being our vice president in charge of everything else, we're locked in. We're not going anywhere. So, but we still
that's touching.
We're still going into a little bit more of Nuggies news, but like I said, give us a call, 724-444-7444. If you have any questions or comments, our chat board is up and running. Also, we are live right now on YouTube. Top Rope Report, all one word, space live. Tune in, check us out. We're here every Sunday. Next week, we will be doing our pay-per-view pre-show. Probably around 6 o'clock again, Greg. Will that be a good time?
I would think so.
Also, before we get back into a little bit more of Nuggies news, I just want to reiterate one more time that June 18th from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. at M&J Video Games Collectibles and First Base Sports on 38 Center Street in Wallingford, Connecticut, they will have a meet and greet with WWE Hall of Famer Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Oh, first I thought you were going to say Greg the Nugster Chester.
Well, no, he comes later on. And then June 25th, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m., will be a meet and greet with former WWE wrestler Hornswoggle. So stop on down to M&J Video Games Collectibles and First Base Sports at 38 Center Street in Wallingford, Connecticut, where the only store in Central Connecticut that brings the stars to you. check it out. So Greg, what else we got here for Nuggies news for this week for the adoring fans?
Well, as we spoke about Damien Sandow, other wrestlers, they get released for various reasons. I mean, Wade Barrett got released because he was, was not going to re-sign with the company. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised here. Adam Rose is, right now he's suspended indefinitely, but with all the charges he has, he'll get released more than likely. You have Ryback, who's in a contract fight, so maybe he'll get released because of that. But it's very, very unusual that somebody just gets released without any, reason, and that one is Damien Sandow. It has come out that he got released not because of anything he did or anything he didn't do, but just they needed to freshen up their storylines and were honest with him and said, hey, we really don't see anything on the horizon for you. He could have stuck it out and done nothing, but they asked him if he would like to be released, and he was kind of, well, if you have nothing for me, then yeah, I wouldn't mind being released. So it's very mutual. There's not saying if there's not sometime in the near future, who knows, a year, 2, 3 years from now, Damien Sandow makes a return. He didn't leave on bad terms. It was a mutual agreement. They just, at this time, had nothing for him character-wise.
And, that's another thing I was meaning to ask you, too, Greg. Some of these guys that have been released, I mean, are they open to return somewhere down the line, or is there a no-return clause, or?
Well, it depends on the reason to get it released. I mean, you've seen wrestlers leave. I mean,
like Adam Rose, we can forget about that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, other wrestlers that are still actively wrestling. I mean, John Morrison. I mean, he didn't leave on good terms. I don't think there's a chance he's gonna be coming back anytime soon. CM Punk left kind of abruptly and angrily, and I don't think you see him back anytime soon. But I mean, yeah, a wrestler that leaves voluntarily on good terms, I don't see any reason why they couldn't come back.
Okay, great.
A little bit of women news.
Okay.
We were talking about Bayley. Bayley has officially come out and said, you know what? She would love to compete in the future in a tables match, or a ladders match, or even a Hell in a Cell match. She didn't pick any names of anybody that she would like to compete in those matches with, but she is definitely open for taking the women's division to the next level.
Okay.
Question for you.
Yes, hopefully an answer.
Well, you'll definitely give me an answer. What would you think of a potential Trish Stratus rejoining the WWE?
Right now, if Trish Stratus came back and joined the WWE in the women's division, be no contest. Because in my opinion, I believe that there isn't a wrestler on the roster right now that can lace up Trish Stratus' boots. She was the greatest women's champion WWE has ever had, and I really think if she went into a title match with Charlotte, I believe the match wouldn't go 10 minutes.
She has said, though, if she does come back, she'd like to come back as a heel. She also believes that if she, in the women's division now, that WWE's possibly missing a boat because she thinks the brightest talent in the women's division right now is Sasha Banks, and kind of, expects her to be put on the pedestal very, very soon. But if she comes back, there's one name of a person that she would like to come back, and if she did and was able to get into a feud with, I'll give you 3 guesses to name that person.
That she would like to feud with?
Yes.
Natalia?
Nope.
So I get 2 more guesses.
Yep. I'll give you a guess. I'll give you a hint after the second one.
Okay. An active roster member now, right?
I will give you a hint after your second guess.
Okay. Sasha Banks.
Once again, okay. That was good choice, but no. The question was, what person would she want to get involved with? Didn't say it was an active wrestler. Didn't say it was a wrestler. I will say it is a female, not a male. So.
Oh, now involved in what way? Wrestling?
WWE.
Oh, okay. Wow, it's a tough one. I don't know. Lana?
Nope.
Who?
One Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey.
If she were to ever step into the WWE ring, that might be just enough to get Trish Stratus's interest to come back to WWE.
Okay.
And just one other little quick point, just one last female piece of news. Dana Brooks, kind of all of a sudden, suddenly, out of nowhere, appeared on Monday Night Raw to form a realliance with Emma in her confrontation with Becky Lynch. Reason behind it is they, with Lana going to NXT, Tamina being injured, as well as the rest of Team Bad and Summer Rae being, put off into the pasture, hopefully forever. They needed that heel entity to be formed, and that's why Dana Brooks was brought up on the NXT roster to fill that void that Team Bad can no longer fill.
Right, Jeff, the ref, had just sent us a message here. Will that be all for Nuggies News today?
That's my 15 minutes of fame.
Okay, Nuggies News, heard only here on the Top Rope Report. And Jeff, the ref has sent us a little message there on our chat board. Velvet Sky to the WWE. Your opinion on that?
I think she'd be a decent. I think she'd be a good addition. My only fear is I mean, I know she was improving in the ring in TNA, but the level of competition that she was competing with wasn't that high. I mean, come on. I mean, Angelina Love, she's not a great wrestler. I mean, she wasn't even really going up against, the likes of, Mickey James or even that much of a Gail Kim. She was paired off with, Madison Rayne. So my fear is she would come up, she wouldn't be able to fulfill the duties of what the Divas are now competing against and with. And she would just be, another pretty face with nice boobs and nice ass.
Right. Also on the injury front, any more word on Enzo?
Have not heard anything on that. I know he's going to be out for a couple of weeks. I wouldn't be surprised if they're just going to kind of let him lay low and kind of not mention him, and then out of nowhere make a return. Extreme Rules might be a little too soon, but maybe week 2 or 3 after Extreme Rules leading up to Money in the Bank. So
could he be SAWFT? Soft? Because he is a certified G and a bona fide stud, so to speak.
But no, he's not soft in any way. I mean, he took a
hell of a bump.
Off that second rope in his head, whacked on that, and he went down like a
like a sack of road apples, as we like to say. But yeah, so the WWE, TNA, NXT, is it getting better? It's getting interesting. There's certain things that, I look forward to seeing on Monday Night Raw. Like, I look forward to seeing what's going to happen between Stephanie and Shane.
Right.
If Stephanie makes a match, is Shane going to add something to the match? Or is Shane going to say, nah, let's go with this match? And I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how those two are going to react to each other, so to speak. And NXT, I mean, what else can you say about NXT that hasn't already been said? I mean, they're getting a lot of major talent.
I mean, the one thing I can say is, I don't watch tons of NXT, but there's not, from what I see and what I've, read and watched, I don't see much by the way of heels in NXT, and that's one of the other things that kind of concerns me. It's like the whole trend of WWE. I mean, nobody liked it when they went from the Attitude Era to PG.
Right.
Now it's like they want everybody to be loved, and the guys that they want to make love are getting booed.
Right.
And it's a little concerning to me in that aspect of it.
Yeah.
Because you really only have a few true heels left in the business because everybody's liked.
Yep. So the WWE is, face friendly right now, so to speak.
Yeah.
And that doesn't make for a good organization, because I don't want to see two faces go at it. I want to see a face and a heel, just tear each other to pieces.
Right.
So this is the Top Rope Report. We are here on TalkShoe.com. 724-444-7444. Our chat board is up and running. Also, our YouTube channel, Top Rope Report, all one word, space live. You can see Greg waving to our adorable fans out there. But, we're starting to get, a lot of WWE news. But we're also starting to get a lot more independent friendly, so to speak, because independent wrestling, I believe, right now is where it's at. I mean, you have a lot of great talent. We've been fortunate enough to meet and see and call friends Ron Zombie, Bull Dread, Wrecking Ball Legursky, Hippie Dickie Moon. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Joseph Von Schmidt, Mario Mancini. There's also a lot of talk shows out there that cover the indie scene. I've said this time and time again, we do this show because we enjoy wrestling. We like talking wrestling. Will we match our wrestling knowledge with anybody out there? I believe we will. I believe we can. I don't try to be something that we're not on the show. I don't try to compare us with anybody. I might, take a few ideas from one show and try to make it better for us. But in the time that you've been with us here, Greg, on the Top Rope Report and doing all the shows, podcasts, everything else, we really haven't been to a WWE show, so to speak, but we've been to a lot of independent shows. We know that the independents are a lot better than some of the pro shows because they interact more with the wrestlers. Do you think that the WWE, NXT, TNA, do you think a lot more people would get out and really see them if they interacted more with the fans?
I mean, that's tough because, we made comments before that special from Madison Square Garden, that wasn't a televised event. It was just something that was filmed for the network. It was a live show, it was a house show. That a lot of people said was better in every way, in any way, than a SmackDown or Raw could be. And that's because on Raw and SmackDown, they have to focus more on the pure entertainment value for TV as to get the overall product, an overall household, because they don't only want dad and son to be interested, but they want mom and daughter to be interested. When you're watching a live event, mom and daughter are going to go out and do a girls' night when dad and his son are going to the wrestling events.
Right.
So they tend to be more user and wrestling friendly. So, it's kind of a mixed bag because at the live shows, they're directly going to the audience they want to go to. When they're on TV, they're trying to garner in that extra audience that might just happen to be watching it.
When what I hold here in my hand, we had the privilege of having our sponsor / camera guy / electrician guy / everything with the Top Rope Report join us for breakfast this morning. It was an honor to have Chris join us. And he gave us this chart and this graph and everything else about the success of the Top Rope right now. And the analytics on YouTube, I think is pretty amazing that 79% of our viewers that view our show are males, 21% are females. We also have 37% go to our show as far as the YouTube search, 31% YouTube channels, 9.4% suggested videos, and others is 22%. I'm sure it took Chris a lot of time and effort to make this up. We're going to be having one of these charts every month. I know I sound like a broken record a lot of times when I say this, but the man just can't do enough for our show.
Absolutely.
I mean, he does our social media, he does this, he does our filming, our editing, our, pretty soon we're going to have him do our bookings for appearances and everything, but I thought that, the Top Rope Report, like I said before, the Top Rope Report, I wouldn't be anywhere on this show without my co-host, because I'm fucking terrible when it comes to doing this stuff myself. because I stutter through everything. But a lot of the credit right now has to go to Chris.
Yes. Yes.
Johnny K. Johnny K has been an integral part of our show for a long, long time. He gets us our interviews. He gets with the wrestlers, like this meet and greet. The Top Rope Report's going to be there doing interviews. Also, a gentleman I met last night on the indie scene, a very popular wrestler on the indie scene, a very superstar factor on the indie scene, Andrew Anderson, will be with Greg the Hammer Valentine at the signing at John's. So we're going to be fortunate enough to get interviews with these people, and that's all due to John. And there's just, I just can't say enough about these guys that, the things they do for our show. It's just, fascinating. We have Jeff the Ref, who will fill in on a moment's notice to come down, Tony Black. If any one of us can't make it, they're always right there for us. So we're pretty fortunate as a show to have all these people behind us, and our show is just going to continue to grow by leaps and bounds because of these people.
Absolutely.
So we're getting, as a matter of fact, we're at the 55-minute mark right now, so we're going to be talking a little bit more before we close up shop.
Back to what we started kind of the show with Extreme Rules. Once again, right now they have the 5 matches that are advertised. AJ Styles and Roman Reigns, Natalya and Charlotte, the New Day versus the Vaudevillains. They list it as, Biggie, Kofi Kingston, and or Xavier Woods, but we all know it's going to be Biggie and Xavier Woods. Then they have the Fatal 4-Way for Miz's title between Miz, Cesaro, Owens, and Sami Zayn. And then they also have Kalisto versus Rusev. Building up towards this pay-per-view that's now exactly a week away, what are your thoughts? Do they need to put more on this card? What else do they need to put in this card? What is this card lacking? You're not going to be able to pull it off with just 5 matches.
Yeah, I know. They're going to need, when you look at a lot of these pay-per-views, when was the last time other than WrestleMania, when was the last time we saw a pay-per-view with 10 matches?
Well, you don't have time for 10
right.
matches.
Last night when I went to ECPW, we didn't get out of there until almost midnight for an indie show. They had 10 matches. They usually go 5 matches or 6 matches, then an intermission. Last night they had 9 matches, an intermission, so people can come over and see the Top Rope Report and M&J. And then they went to the main event. The main event was the most unbelievable match I ever saw. Jay Ice versus Colossus. And this Colossus was every bit as they said he was.
I thought you told me earlier that it was a tag team was the main event.
Oh, no, the tag team was before. I'm sorry, I got that mixed up.
Okay.
But the main event was Jay Ice versus Colossus. 500 pounds, this guy was. From the back, he looks like Vader. And it's a thing where they hit each other with everything. Them sticks you use to keep the bugs out of your yard at night that you light.
The kendo sticks.
The kendo sticks or whatever they are. Jay Ice must have broke about 8 of them over this guy's head. Stop signs, toilet seats, gutter pipes. He even picked up the carriage that he had and threw it at the guy. And it was a brutal type match because every time he hit the guy with it, something broke off and flew into the crowd. Mayor Joe Gannon was there, but does this WWE pay-per-view need to add more matches to spark it up? Yeah, they do.
It's an Extreme Rules pay-per-view, and the only quote-unquote extreme match they have is a submission match between Charlotte and Natalya.
Well, isn't AJ Styles Roman Reigns Extreme Rules match?
Not that it's listed as anything.
I was under the impression when they made the match last week that Stephanie and Shane said that it was going to be an Extreme Rules match. I could be wrong.
It doesn't list what it is.
Oh, it doesn't list.
It's just an Extreme Rules match for the World Heavyweight title. Well, what's making it extreme?
Right. We can say we're an extreme talk show. What makes us extreme?
Right.
I also want to let the fans know that today, after the show will be the debut of the new Mr. Trivia Facebook page. You know, we have a Top Rope Facebook page. We have a Nuggies Nuggets of News Facebook page.
Which will have my Nuggies Nuggets New posted by the end of the day.
Yes, we also have a Infamous Tony Black Facebook page. And today will be the debut of the Mr. Trivia Facebook page. So, any fans out there that want to check it out, send me a little message. We'll have all that information for you in the upcoming hours, minutes, seconds, however we want to do it. But, I mean, you know, we get to the ending of a show, and it's one of these things where, you know, because we're live on YouTube, and a lot of people can watch us now, and a lot of people can hear us better, you kind of not want to end the show, so to speak, you know? Because there's a lot of stuff that, you know, we can go over. Eventually, we're going to extend our time period maybe a little bit longer. We know, you know, as we talked, it's hard for us to do a 2-hour show because they have a hard time loading it up to YouTube. I mean, to TalkShoe.
Right. Well, I mean, if you keep hanging up in the middle of shows on TalkShoe, no problem.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that was a mistake. I went to hit the clear button and hit the hang up button, but a lot of times that.
I mean, there's potentials. If we want to do a YouTube live show for 2 hours, we could always do 1 hour in TalkShoe and then just the remaining hour. I mean, there's live simulcasts. One, for instance, is Mike Francesa, who's on WFAN out in New York. Football Sundays, he does a live show from 9 until 11, and then after he's done with his, you know, national show, he just has an hour for the local viewers. So we could always do something like that, where we can literally do, you know, 12 to 1 on YouTube, and then at 1 o'clock have TalkShoe join us for the last hour, or vice versa. So there's definitely ways around it. Those would be, you know, things that we can all discuss, you know, in meetings in the future, or just ways to, you know, make the show better.
Eventually, we're going to be bringing guests into the studio to have on live with us. I made a lot of contacts and a lot of connections last night at the ECPW show. Big Jim Anderson, who has always been a favorite of mine. Finally, I saw him wrestle, and you know, he's expressed interest in coming down to the show and sitting with us and doing a live show. Azriel, that we spoke with this past weekend at Friday Night Fights, he's made an interest in coming down. So, you know, it's endless possibilities here. I mean, the sky's the limit, and you know, we're just trying to just keep getting better and better every week. And you know, even today we got 3 views on the show, so there's obviously people out there that are watching us. I'm sure there's going to be more people that will be tuning in after the show's over, because, you know, sometimes Sundays is a little bit hard for people with going to church and family gatherings and anything. But before we end up...
And folks, give us your feedback. I mean, in all honesty, you know, we're a show in development. We can... There's nothing that ties us to say we have to do a show at noon. Let us know. I mean, if you have a thought of time, of, you know, that you want to throw some suggestions out, you know, sure, let us know. You know, we're here to, you know, talk wrestling, but we're here to talk wrestling for you. So if you have a day of time, you know, on Sunday that's better for you, you know, let us know.
Right.
Also with the wrestlers, if you want to come on the show at 12 o'clock isn't convenient for you, let us know. You can't come on until 2, 3, 4 o'clock. You have church obligations, family obligations. You can't come on until a Tuesday night. We'll do a special 30-minute show highlighting you and whatever, you know, show you're going to be trying to promote for 30 minutes. You know, just let us know. We're not locked in the, you know, 12 to 1 or 12 to 2 on Sunday. We are very flexible to an extent as to being able to accommodate, you know, other times and days of the week. So
right, and we'll try to accommodate as many of the wrestling fans as we can. There's a lot of shows out there that, you know, that don't do that. There's a lot of shows out there that do that. We want to be one of the shows out there that, you know, we want fan input. We want people to say, hey, Trivia, you know, talk about this, or hey, Nugster, can we do a 2:30 show because I can't make the show till 3 o'clock, and you go 2:30 to 3:30. We can do stuff like that. So, you know, give us your feedback. Jeff the Ref just said go Cubs. I agree with him. They're having a hell of a year this year.
And if you go to our website, I know I'm probably going to get kicked from behind me, But, go to our website, topropewrestlingreport.com. And if you see something on there that you think, throw out some comments. Let us know. Well, it'd be cool if we can see this. It'd be, I like this, or, I don't really like that. Let us know. He works tireless hours for us. It may take a little time to take all the suggestions in and develop some of those suggestions, but help us help you like us better.
Right. And one more thing before we end the show. Once again, June 18th, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m., M&J Video Games Collectibles and First Base Sports at 38 Center Street in Wallingford, Connecticut. A meet and greet with Greg the Hammer Valentine. And on June the 25th, also from 12 to 2 p.m. at the same location, 38 Center Street, Wallingford, Connecticut. Meet and greet with ex-WWE wrestler Hornswoggle. Top Rope Report will be there. Come on down, say hello, get some autographs, meet some great people, meet Johnny K and his staff. A wonderful place to go, wonderful place to shop. He also has a second store, which is 1049 Queen Street in Southington, Connecticut.
The original store.
The original store. Also, KC Computers. Chris Crandall, our sponsor, he's at 234 Hobart Street.
And you can go to our website, and there's a direct link right to him.
Yep, 234 Hobart Street, Meriden, Connecticut. For all your computer needs, go to KC Computers. We got a suggestion there from Jeff the Ref. How about Tuesday mornings at 3 a.m.? Jeff, you're a fucking comedian.
Well, I'm up in the middle of the night most of the
yeah,
time,
it's
so
true.
you know what?
Yep.
I can't guarantee a live YouTube show then,
right.
But at least a taped interview.
Right.
You guys can do the show on that.
Yeah, really. Well, Greg, we've come to another end of the Top Rope Report. Once again, a great show today. Next week, 6 p.m. will be our Extreme Rules pre-show. You definitely want to tune in.
We'll actually be in studio together for that. First time that me and you'll actually be doing a live YouTube pre-show for that. But I'm hoping we'll still get Tony Black calling with his predictions. If not in studio to join us. And hopefully we can get Little Nugster and maybe even Brian's predictions. It was kind of fun having extra predictions last week.
Right. It worked out. It worked out really good. So. And don't forget to stay tuned for the debut of the Mr. Trivia page on the Top Rope Report and on Facebook. So for the Nugster Greg, all of our sponsors, our wonderful fans out there, this is the illustrious Mr. Trivia and the Nugster Greg saying thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see you next week.